Hi everybody, in this video we continue with how to update and filter Realm database in Node.js. We continue with the previous lesson, and inside this I can add more function to filter data here. And we have a function named filter user by name. It means that you search for name which contain the string or the search name like here. So it is something like the where and like function in SQL. So the input parameter here is search name. Search name is a string, and we point to this part of the database name. Then we have two cases, one for success and one for false. So firstly we call the function filter, and with the string like this, the string here means that you search for all of the records or the objects that have that contain the name with C. C means that case insensitive. It means that it will get the value in cap lock, in uppercase or lowercase. This is not important. So the filter here is a list or the output value, and in case it is return error, I will call the reject function, and the reject function has a parameter or the result here is an error object. And remember that the C here is case insensitive. Remember that. And what about you can export this by using filter user by name. You can export this with output, and you can use it in the express app.js, and you can import into this by using this extraction syntax in ECMA script 6. From here you can import the function from this object realm schemas. So we use two functions, insert and filter function, and you can call the filter function inside this JavaScript file or express app.js, and move to here. Yes, after that you call this function, and we define a get API. This get API will send a get, so you can use it in your web browser, or you can call it from Postman. This is okay. So header and body is null, not because you can set the parameter here inside the this address. So you set it to search name is equal to Nguyen, for example. So this is the string or the input parameter of a get API, and then in the implementation we can extract the search name from request. So here not request.param, but it is request.query. So call the function filter user by name, which the input parameter is string, and then you can call the function to filter data. So we have two cases, one case for successful and one case for false. If it is successful, the data will be the filter user, and we can return the number of object or the number of element inside the filter. So the message will show you the name that the search name for this string, and the filtration here is okay, and the filter user is also an array. So the array may be a blank, and in the case of unsuccessful, you can respond to the client that we have the status for and the message here with the detail like this, with the detail parameter, detail arrow like this. So you can detect that the specific arrow, and then open this So we can send the get API to this, and you can see that we have one here, one record here. So simply you can add more user to this by change this name to another name. Then we have a new name with a new email address, the new email address and the new name, and press send. So we have another user added to the database. So press send to filter again. So we have two object inside the database, and then change a little bit. So we have no. Yes, so it is very useful when you want to make a search. For example, you type your string for searching, and the request is sent continuously to get the data from your type of string. Yes, so it is quite simple when you want to search data in the database. So what about how to update an existing user? So it is the user ID that you want to update, and this is a new value of the updating user or the new object you want to change, and this object will contain new value. So firstly, you need to search for the existing object by calling object for primary key function. This will return to the specific object with the input parameter with the input user ID, and if it is exists, it does not exist. In the case it does not exist, it reject the error that cannot find user with the ID here to update. So find no object to update. So it return error by calling reject and return. Otherwise it will set to the new value, set the name to the new name, set the email to the new email value. Yes, and then code resolve for successful or update successful, and otherwise it rejects error. It is quite a simple process in the previous lesson. And you export this update and user, you can export this for using in the spread and router. So open spread app.js, and you call the put request. Put request is used to update data from server, and then you can call the put request with updating user. So after sending this, we have two objects like here, and for example, you want to update this, you copy this. You can copy this ID and paste this ID to here. So update this with ID, and the new parameter, you can change the new parameter, new name and new email address with the new values. Then the key is remember that you also have the key, and this is a value. So you can import the update user to this, and call this. But firstly, you can check for the token key. The token key must be matched between client and server, and you extract the token key and the user ID, name, email from the request body, the body of the request from client. And if it is okay or pass, it call the function update on user, and you must convert this string to a number. Use this syntax to convert a string to number by converting and set. If it is not a number, it returns 0. Otherwise it converts the string to number and send to the server. Okay, and here this is the syntax for this. You can see that it is the same as key name and value name, key email and the value is email. So if it is successful, it will return the data to the uploaded user or the new user which has been added to the database, and otherwise it return to the detail error, so user can see the error in server or in NodeJs code. So after changing this, for example, A1112, and change the email a little bit 123, then you press send. Yes, and update user successful. And how to check? You can check by pressing the filter again and press send. Okay, so you have a new value has been updated to the database. So this is quite simple and more clear with working in Realm database for NodeJs. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel here or download code in GitHub for more detail.